live. All right, shalom, Akim. Let's go ahead and clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashai, thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal, thumb Bashem Yashai. To all the sisters, let's get straight into it. Any questions in the room? All right. No questions in the room. So y'all know the Bible, huh? I want to start pulling out precepts. Tell y'all to break it down. I call the precepts. Y'all gonna know them, huh? All right. No questions. Means no studying. You know what I mean? Y'all study. Y'all gonna have some questions. All right. Let's get to it though. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Straight into it. Where? How do I want to attack this? Let's go ahead. Break it down. What's been going on this week with Venezuela? Azar one.
So, Salakia, sir. So apparently, what's going on with Venezuela is that Trump has pretty much kidnapped the president and his wife.
Yeah.
Brought them back here to the United States and putting them charges of pretty much basically drug trafficking.
Yeah.
But the overall bigger agenda to pretty much the kidnapping of the president of Venezuela is not the actual put him for drug charges necessarily. It's more so just to get the oil and the resources there.
Right.
Which is Venezuela has been known for years to have the largest oil reserves in the world. Basically, most of the oil gets bought from China, and maybe about a quarter of it gets bought from maybe America.
How much?
Goes to Russia.
How much gets bought from China?
70%.
Damn.
70%.
And then how much is going to Russia?
Russia gets maybe about 3%.
Okay.
10, 15%.
But they're not selling it to the U.S. at this point.
No, not really. A lot of now what happened is that Trump has seized a lot of the oil. So he stole 1.9 million barrels on pretty much this big oil tanker. And,
right.
Those oil tankers that a lot of them, some of them are small, some of them are big. He pretty much took a really big one. So that big one literally had almost 2 million barrels of oil on it. So they pretty much seized that. They apparently also seized another oil tanker as well. And a lot of the people that are pretty much in Venezuela, some of the people are happy that they took the president. Some people are upset, but what the people of Venezuela don't know is that what's going to happen to their country is going to get much worse.
Right.
Because their president is gone.
Right.
And they think that just because you're trading in a person that claims to be, you think that he's oppressing you.
Right.
Well, Trump is going to oppress you even more. He's going to take you and rape you and take all of your resources, and he's not going to give a damn about it. And that's about it. Yeah.
Get it, brother. Hand. Yeah, what the brother's bringing out is so heavy. And shalom to the sister online, the rib of Trooper Azar One online. She checked in as well. Most on Christ to see if anybody else is online. Salute to everybody. But that's exactly what's happening. We're gonna go a lot. I got a lot of videos. I got a lot of information, a lot of reading to go through tonight. We're gonna see as much as we can. You know, sometimes this may turn into a part 2 or whatever, as we'll see as things unfold this week and in the upcoming months. Go ahead, Ak.
Salakia, sir. It was a show on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Everybody is talking about it. It's called Jack Ryan.
Right.
Jack Ryan is a character. He plays a CIA agent. He goes around the world and gets orders from high orders.
Yeah, I got it queued up.
Yeah.
I got it queued up.
And one of the scenes where in the scene in the scene of the show, he's going to tell you he's at a college lecture, and he's going to tell you that pretty much basically that which country do you think that pretty much basically that is going to have issues with in the future or
Right.
blah 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 blah, and people in the classroom were guessing North Korea, China, Iran, but no, he was like, nah, Venezuela.
Right.
And
you said, and if I may, you said this came out in what, 2019, huh?
2019. I
Right.
watched the show in 2020.
Right.
So during the pandemic, I watched it, and yeah, it's a good show. Everybody should watch it. And it tells you everything about their plans and how they infiltrate different countries to take over and topple their government.
The water. Go ahead, Doc.
It's heavy even more to this whole topic that has been brought up. Like, I just had a question. I'm like, how long has the U.S. really been after Venezuela's oil? And so this dates back to the 1920s.
Correct.
That this has been going on. So it's like it's no surprise that they're kidnapping the president.
Right.
Wife, I didn't know his wife too.
Yeah.
But, and his wife now to accuse them of something like their trafficking.
Come on. And that's showing you who the oppressor is and why we say he's the devil. You understand? And like Yawasop was saying a couple weeks ago, he was like, and they say because we call the white man the devil, we talk about the white man too much. He said, no, you don't talk about the white man enough. Y'all don't really understand what's going on, and you're taking things for face value of how he is, and he's already done so much evil that things are on autopilot right now. You understand? Like, he doesn't have to do as much as he did 100 years ago, 200 years ago to get his slaves in order, let alone he's still doing operations like this, focusing on stuff on this end, on the back end, doing these things over here, all these different things to take over countries and exploit and oppress our people, specifically the children of Israel. You understand? But all the other nations as well. Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. All right. And I'm going to play this video while you get in that verse. Let me see. Plugged in. Yep, I had it queued up. As soon as you told me about it, I knew I was going to play that in class tonight. Let's start it from the top. Let's see. Can y'all see it, or you're just gonna hear it up? Just, you might want to cue it up though, just to see, because I got a lot of videos. Damn. Whew. What is he saying when he says in the midst of a humanitarian crisis? All right, I'm gonna give it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to streamline things as best as I can. They have been having a fight over nationalization of their resources. Y'all familiar with that? What that means?
So, yes, sir. So basically, maybe just a few years ago, the Venezuelan government had the economy and the government had completely collapsed. And a lot of the people there were suffering from very large poverty. They were eating rotten meat. They didn't know how to get any food, and a lot of the women started to, sell themselves, to prostitute themselves to actually even just to get food.
Right. So okay, that's that part. But what is the nationalization? All right, let's just Alexa, what does nationalization of resources mean?
Nationalization of resources means the government takes control of privately owned natural resources. It's often done to ensure the country benefits more from its own wealth and to reduce dependence on foreign entities.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, before Fidel Castro took over Cuba, how much of the land in Cuba was owned by Cubans?
Before Fidel Castro's takeover, about 54% of Cuba's land was owned by Cubans. Foreign interests, mainly from the United States, owned significant portions, with 9.4% of well-off landowners controlling 73.3% of the land by 1958.
Alexa, stop. Hold on. Can you say that percentage again? Alexa, can you say that percentage of how many people from America? Alexa, what was that percentage of how many landowners controlled how much of the land in Cuba at this time? Let's see if I just asked.
9.4% of well-off landowners controlled 73.3% of Cuba's farming land by 1958.
Alexa, stop. Okay. So this is what we're going to get into and break into the understanding of capitalism versus communism. You understand? Nationalization. Oh man, this is so hard. So much to start from. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I'm looking at some of these details of what the nationalization was, or you know what I mean, the investment that the U.S. has also put into this, right? And I don't know what the PDVSA is, but it says this happened in 1976 when Venezuela nationalized its oil industry, creating a state-owned like PDVSA. I don't know what that is.
Cons, and the sister said, "Would this be socialism?" Cons says, "I didn't see the comment, but yeah, that's exactly socialism. Communism is the same similar things. Or they say it's one step before you get to communism is socialism, right?" But go ahead, up.
But basically, like the assets that the U.S. holds are through Exxon and ConocoPhillips. That's in 2007. That's like where their things got into. Have some sort of control over their oil or something. So I wouldn't more of it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting at.
Okay. Let's like I said, there's so many different things. Let me see if I can get a couple of versions. So we're gonna finish with the Jack Ryan clip, and then we're gonna read the precept. Start it again. I can't skip forward. Damn. Okay, so that is looped around. Okay. So the reason why they have been fighting for bread to eat, the reason why women are selling their bodies just to get basic necessities in Venezuela is because America from the outside is trying to destroy their economy. and block them off from the rest of the world because of their choice to nationalize these resources. Right? So go ahead and read. We got it. Yeah. That's all.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The what?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
One more time.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Slow it down.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right. The Bible says the planet Earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The world and the system that we live under is ruled by a wicked people, a wicked nation. The only way they can be in charge is through their evilness. And so the prevailing economic system is capitalism. It is a wicked system. Keep reading.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Right. They cover up the faces that we see of the Russian icons that we have on the wall here in the school here in Richmond. You understand? These books and records that we went and brought out showing that the Israelites were black. They cover up the faces of the judges thereof. The people that are supposed to judge and rule over the planet Earth, they hide us from being the true Jews. You understand? The real Israelites according to the Bible. Keep reading.
If not, where and who is he?
Right. If it's not the white man, you show me where and who is he? Who is the person that's doing more evil on planet Earth than them? You understand? I asked a few questions this morning, and the chat bot gave me the statistics, made a quick TikTok about it. But basically, the white man is what? 25% of the world's population, but they kill almost 70% of the people. And just imagine that other 30% is other people killing themselves. And we know when it comes to our communities, the reason why we killing each other and going to war with each other is because of the goddamn white man. We fighting over the scraps and the crumbs and the drugs that he gives us to start our wars in our own hoods. And so all of that violence that you see in these other areas can still be attributed to him. Why? Read it from the top. Because
the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right. So once these bastards get out of the way, then the world can be free. What's the precept for that? It's a camp precept. How do we know that once these bastards get out of the way, the world would be better? It's a precept to prove that. Y'all can paraphrase it without finding it, and then find it if you paraphrase it. Which one am I looking for? Go ahead.
So I can says it children are your ruler.
That's not the one I want.
Right.
How are we gonna prove that the earth will be better when the white man is no longer in charge? Go ahead.
The earth rejoice.
Yeah, it's a spotty one, but yeah, when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. When the wicked, give me Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. And then we'll play a couple more videos, man. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The birds, all the fish and the buffalo. What couple animals we were looking up when we was in Tahoe? You like the grizzly bear. You like, we just seen the grizzly bear. I'm like, ain't nobody seen no grizzly bear in California for a minute. The white man came and killed all of them, and they got smart enough and had to move to Seattle and Alaska. And, you know what I'm saying? They migrated out of here. There's too many of them around. That shows you how intelligent they are. You know what I'm saying? The Lord had to guide them out of California. And you know how evil is? That's what he does too. Because what are some places that are named after Gadite stuff here in California? You might have a Ohlone Passway named after the Ohlone Indians, you know what I'm saying? Native Americans. They'll have different things named after the tribes that used to live here as if they're honoring them. They didn't murder all the goddamn grizzly bears and then put it on the California flag like it's an honor to it when really it shows the evil they've done to it. Go ahead.
So I was going to say Ohlone College.
Damn. They got a whole college after them. How are you honoring them? They naming their football teams the Redskins and the Chiefs. They're making a mockery of them. And what's the biggest mockery that they've done? I'll give it all the way away, but it's not complex. What's the biggest mockery they've done in history in similar fashion? They go and say they kill all the Alonis, and then they name their college the Ohlone.
So you mean you mean as far as the Native American?
No, as the white man, what he's done in human history, this is the biggest mockery he's done.
It's like necessarily Christ, white man.
All right. You understand? That Christian cross everywhere, plastered everywhere, making a holiday called Christmas supposed to be celebrating our King, who they hated, who they hate to this day by their actions. You understand? Creating a Christian church is no different than killing the Alonis, killing the grizzly bear, and then you're putting the grizzly bear on your flag. That's a trophy, Hakim. That's not honoring the grizzly bear. You know how you go into the restaurants? The brother didn't like that restaurant. He went in there. He said, "You see this stuff on the wall, sir? It's a lot here, sir. This is," you know what I'm saying? Did I show you the restaurant called Massa next door? I'm like, come on. Maybe the brother ain't tripping, man. Like the Israelites, they called it Massa, and it was like selling pizza, though. I'm like, it ain't a Latino restaurant. It's a pizza spot. Massa Kitchen? I'm like, this is when we don't want to be here at nighttime. Let's get the hell up out of this city. You understand? We ain't doing too much traveling around night. But Salakia, they put the deer head, they had deer heads on the wall, and you know what I mean? That's their thing. They don't eat that buck. That's not good meat. You know what I'm saying? The deer meat of the buck, they want the soft deer to eat. So what is the purpose of killing him? Just to put his head, the biggest deer head, on the wall and brag about you taking down something great and honorable that the Lord has made. That's what they did with our King. You understand? Go ahead, Doc.
So like it seemed super light when we were talking about it earlier today. This morning is like the white man wants everything to be
Can you
bigger.
bring me that water or give me a water bottle?
Like every one of his trophies goes from small to the biggest that he can possible. As far as the grizzly bear being the biggest bear, he even wants his fruit to be genetically modified. We were talking about that earlier. Fucking like
What?
giant apples and giant everything,
Right?
Fruits and everything. Like he wants his kingdom to be as big as he can possibly.
Okay, so you're saying like he wants to be God. You understand? Matter of fact, we're gonna pull that piece. I'm knowing. Go ahead, Doc. Well, that is an Obadiah, right? Yeah, let's pull that one. Give me that one too. And we never read 29 too, huh? Read that one real quick. And if ICR get Obadiah, or, you know what I'm saying, then we can just roll to the precepts.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority,
right,
the people rejoice.
Right. When blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the righteous in earth, the ones that are trying their hardest to forgive the white man, no matter what evil he's done. Like, no matter what he's done, we always trying to forgive them because we're the righteous in the earth. You have to train us. You have to break us. You have to do so much manner of evil to get us to even be somewhat like the oppressor. But if we are in rulership, you will see how great and honorable blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are. You'll see how great the children of Israel are. Right there, when the righteous are in rulership, read.
When the righteous are in authority,
right,
the people rejoice.
Right.
But when the wicked bear rule,
right,
the people mourn.
All the people in the world mourn. And we're going to see how the people in Venezuela are going to mourn after Donald Trump is done with them.
Right.
After the Roman Empire in today's time is done with them. After these evil bastards, you understand, that rule the businesses and the Exxon and the Chevron. You understand? We tell you what Exxon and Chevron do. They did it right here in Richmond. They built a refinery right to where niggas live at. Don't care if the thing catch on fire, the smoke come. Kids got asthma here. Kids got what other lung things you have? Bronchitis, all these different things kids are born with or having at a young age in Richmond because of the evil of this oil refinery right here. You got something on that? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like this goes back to even at the slavery, like working for these other nature organizations that
don't talk about these. Don't be specific.
They are on purpose putting these places in these what they call urban areas, which is really nigga areas,
right?
Where they put our communities,
right?
And we have, and these are directly linked.
Mm-hmm.
Doing all this stuff to the environment is directly linked to a lot of our underlying health issues, such as diabetes,
right,
and asthma,
right,
all these things.
Get a brother hand. You understand? And what the brother is mentioning about too is like, and now that you're saying it right now, it makes me think they're talking about, hey, this urban area doesn't have trees and it's gonna affect their health. Let's do a study on it. Knowing the white man, the devil means they knew this 50 years ago, 100 years ago. If we cut down the trees in the black neighborhood, they're gonna be sick and die. But now they're gonna act 50 years later. Let's go and do a study and try to figure out, the devil, you know the answer. You understand? You did it intentionally because y'all have trees in y'all neighborhood. That's how you know it's on purpose. You understand? But go ahead.
What you bringing out so heavy is because they did the same thing up there in San Francisco and Hunters Point. Remember, in Hunters Point, they had the shipyard.
Yep.
And that shipyard was giving all the people that was up in Hunters Point cancer.
Yep.
And they did a study and they had showed that 30% of the people that was living in Hunters Point ended up getting cancer directly from that shipyard.
Damn. These are so many crimes, Akim. It's like ridiculous for them to ever say that we're criminals. Name a gang that puts its ops on nuclear reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, how diabolical can you be? They are mad at a brother right now. The entire Bay Area is mad at this nigga for shooting in the car and an 11-year-old got hit in the head. To us, that seems like the most wickedest nigga on earth. These devils put every baby, 9 months, 6 months, 5 months, 2 years old on a goddamn projects. The poorest people trying to survive put their housing over a place that they wouldn't let animals live at.
Right.
You understand? That's not an accident. And then they act later like, oh, we didn't know. Y'all strategically did that. You understand? That's a different level of evil that we would never do. You understand? That's just one thing. So we're going to get into these stuff a little bit more, but that's heavy what y'all are both bringing out, Akim. Let's go to that next precept. Obadiah is going to say the pride of Esau calls himself like a god or something. Go ahead.
It Obadiah,
it was only one chapter of Obadiah, so it's going to be a verse somewhere in there. Look for the pride, or thou makest thyself a god. Is that the one I want? Does it say God in there?
Thou exalted himself as the eagle.
Yeah. Let me see that. The God one might be in Thessalonians. I'm actually in the wrong one, but this is good too. Let's see for the pride. Go for the pride.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The pride of thy heart has deceived thee.
Right.
Thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitations is high.
Right.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right. Like, this is the pride of America. This is the pride of Donald Trump. Nobody can stop me. They gave this devil the power. And he said, you know, before when George Bush was here, they used to lie to us for 6 months to a year and say Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. And they use all the media to get people ready to accept going to war. And then when they got there, they said, oh, no, they don't have any weapons of mass destruction, but we still going to take over the country because they're at war with us. like I don't know why, man. I think the streets is just the best way to explain it. Because it is really some gangsters shit, Slocky. You know what I'm saying? Like how else can you explain it? There's no other place. Basketball doesn't do the analogy enough. You gotta have some bloodshed, you gotta have some teams, you gotta have sides, gotta have ops. That's what they're doing on a big scale, but it's so large the average person can't really wrap their mind around it. So if this is what they did to Iraq, they're like, okay, these niggas got a big shipment. They got about 1,000 kilos came in from Colombia. All right, we need to get those keys. Okay, how can we do it? We're gonna tell the whole hood, hey man, them niggas over there, they got weapons, they getting ready. I heard them niggas got grenades. Somebody said they got a rocket launcher. You know, in Chicago, they had, was that real? Was Rondo number 9 really with the rocket launcher in the picture? They got rocket launchers over there. They about to come over and kill everybody over here. We need to go over there and get those rocket launchers before they come and destroy our hood. Our hood will no longer exist. That's what you telling the little homies. You're not telling them that they got 1,000 keys and you want the keys. You just telling them that, nigga, they're gonna kill us. You get everybody to go over there. You go over there and start shooting at them. And they start fighting with you. Then you're like, oh, they didn't have no weapons, but we got the dope. But we're going to have to keep fighting them because they keep fighting us. It's like, why are they fighting y'all? Because y'all shot at them first. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they ended up staying in Iraq for so many years, took over the country, and then they got the oil, got all the resources. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, you got something? All right. Is there anything else on that one? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Though thou have the socket, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Right.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
Right.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Right. That's get a Lord in here. You understand? That's what we pray and wait for. You understand? The priests and prophets understand that no matter how much power, no matter how much weapons, money, resources, they take Venezuela, they take Iraq, they can take everything. They cannot stop the Lord and what he's going to do because they're trying to make themselves a God. Now, the precept for where he is a God is in what? 2 Thessalonians, either the 2nd chapter or the 3rd chapter, where it says there has to be a falling away from. But we can paraphrase that. Brothers know where to find that. Sisters know where to find that. But times say we're going to move through some of these videos. I think the first one I'm going to show is how you are being exploited under capitalism. The reason why I wanted to get into this topic is because it's like I said, one just got arrested for having over 100 body remains. God damn. Where was that at? You're going to have to explain that a little bit more in the yacht. Is because we was talking about in the yacht. See, you always know about where the bodies is at, man. And the harvesting or whatever. This brother, Most High in Christ, man. But yeah, you be a little bit clear on that and let us know about that as well. We look into it. But I was on TikTok and we were going from one topic to another topic. I forget where was the initial topic. What was the room was about? The room was about somehow it jumped to abortions. You understand? And then later it started to get into the economy and how we oppressed in America. Like, you know, me, I'm UPK, so I'm always going to blame the white man and say that we're oppressed. And the sister got mad, you know what I'm saying? She was just like, we're always making it about race. It's not about race. It's about money. Everybody keeps saying that we're oppressed. We're not oppressed. I'm like, Salakia says, I could assume that you're not a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Jeff Bezos has 600 billion. I'm telling them, like, you're oppressed like a mother. You really oppressed. You don't know. You think that since you're not in chains, you're not a slave or you're not oppressed. And this video is going to explain some of that to show how evil capitalism is, then show you the idea of what communist is in relation to it. Both are not going to fix the problem. We understand what's going to fix the problem. These people are going to have to go, for one.
Right.
And 2, the Lord is going to have to make that happen. You understand? But to understand which one, okay, the Catholic Church reads the Bible, right? But it's an evil organization. But we know the Bible is not an evil book. In essence, the book of Satan is an evil book, though, right? What they have, the Satanic Bible, it's just a pure evil book. The Church of Satan is evil and the book is evil. That's like capitalism and communism. Capitalism is the Church of Satan in the Bible, of the Satanic Bible. Communism is the Catholic Church that teaches the Bible. You see what I'm saying? It's a righteous book with an evil people running it. That's what communism is. Communism, socialism is the government of the Bible, of what God would want us to do, what Yahweh Shai would want us to do. You understand? But the people that are running it, they're in the world, they don't follow the Lord, so they're going to destroy that information and way. But to get to the essence of it, to show these things, you understand? We're gonna go into it a little bit. So let me play this video real quick. Let me share the screen here. Bear with me, Akim. This is how you're being exploited by capitalism. Let's see. It's a 5-minute video. Like I said, we got a lot. I don't know if we'll play the full of it, but
you will always be exploited at work. Capitalism is the dominant economic system on Earth, and like others before it, it uses the threat of violence and ridicule as a way to make you work. If you don't work, you starve. If you don't work, you die. And if you're lucky enough to get state benefits, you're viewed by some as a tax burden unworthy of aid. So, to live and to be respected in capitalist society, you need employment. When you work, you are given raw materials like planks of wood, some linen, or unfinished spreadsheets. Then you work on the raw materials, which adds value to the material. This is why a chair is worth more than some pieces of wood, and a coat is worth more than the linen used to make it. Your labor upon the raw materials creates this increase in value. In short, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and your labor puts them all together.
You following it? Yeah, well, this is a lag on it. Got it, okay. Got some more.
It's like this, or it's basically saying that if you don't work, you don't eat.
Correct. But the part of where it's going to tie in a little bit more was differences. Today, you don't work for yourself. We're exchanging our labor, our work for, it's going to explain. Let's go a little bit farther. But it's saying you go get a plank of wood, it's not as valuable as the desk. It's not as valuable as the car that you get versus just the iron in the earth. You understand? You work and add value to what's already here by forming it into a table, by turning it into a car. Now, the energy you put into it made it worth more, but it's going to explain a little bit more. This value is determined.
This value is determined by socially necessary labor time, the average amount of time taken to produce a certain product by a worker of average skill and productivity acting with average tools. These different values are then reflected in the differing prices attached to them on the market. There are other factors, of course, such as monopoly power, fashion, supply and demand that go into the price of a commodity, but these only fluctuate a commodity's price around its objective value. They do not determine it. This is why a TV will always be more expensive than an apple. More labor is required to produce a TV than an apple, no matter how much prices fluctuate. As a worker, you sell your labor power, your capacity to produce value, to the capitalist.
Alexa, be quiet. She out of pocket. Raise your hand this time, bitch. Before you say something in this class. It's like it. She just started talking, and I don't know where she heard Alexa at in here. But he said, as a worker, you sell your labor power, you produce this item, and then that's where the value of the item comes from. So he said, apple, you plant a seed, it grows thousands of apples. But to make this TV, you got to go in, get the plastic, break down this, put the microchips, put all these things together, in the factory, like we saw the robots doing all this stuff. Now this TV is always going to be worth more than the Apple. You understand? Because it takes more to get it than it does for that. All right, but let's keep going. It's going to break it down a little bit better.
As a commodity, and to ensure you continue to work, they pay you just enough so that you can live. Let's say, hypothetically, that you work at an unnamed chain fast food restaurant. The company might provide you with 50 pence worth of pre-sliced potatoes. You fry them, and then your employer sells them at the price of £1.50. Now,
50 cents of a potato, you fry it, now they sell it for $1.50 for the package of French fries.
through your labor, you've added a whole £1 worth of value to the potatoes, transforming them into fries or chips if you're normal. Imagine now that you work for £10 an hour. As explained, your labor must be producing some amount of value every hour. Your employer will pay you back some of that value for it in the form of a wage. If you were creating £10 of value per hour, there would be no reason to hire you because they
So the British just kind of throw me off myself. But I'm able to watch it as it's going. But if you created 10 pounds, you're getting paid $10 an hour. So that's all the pounds too is throwing me off. You get paid $10 an hour and you created $10 an hour worth of work for them. There's no reason for them to pay you. You understand? If you sold just 10 packages of goddamn French fries, they made $1 profit. They're paying you $10 for every package of fries you make. There's no reason to pay you. You know what I'm saying?
aren't making profit from your labor. Maybe you create £20 of value per hour. Your employer can then use you for profit. Some of that will go to other expenses like raw materials, say £5. That leaves another £5 of profit for the business owner, or what Marx would call surplus value. The shocking thing, though, is that this means you're spending half your time working for free, and the labor you do during this time is called surplus labor. Today's figures indicate that in Britain, workers spend roughly 1/3 of their labor time performing surplus labor. And in those industries which directly produce surplus value, such as factory workers, this rises to 40%.
40% of your time is going to their profit. Go ahead.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
it's heavy what he's saying. What he means by working for free is like the millions and millions of trillions of dollars that they're making doesn't add up to us being in the state that we're at as far as poverty goes, as far as just the fucking rate, the class system and
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But we should be still at this. Yeah, we're way more valuable than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you working for it, but they're taking all of your time and your energy and life and enriching themselves.
Right.
And they're doing it so much that 99% of the wealth is in the hands of 1% of the people. So they're taking 99% of everybody's surplus energy and giving it to 10 people. You see what I'm saying? 100 people, 660 people. Like that's it. They're taking all the world's energy, all the resources on planet Earth from every nation, from Africa. They divided up Africa in the colonial era. They took the land from China and they took all the resources from China. The British Empire owned India, took all the things that India makes, and it all is going to Europe and America, all to the white nations. And it's through capitalism. The system that's set up is made to do this. So I'm gonna play a little bit more. What you say?
It's like the stash house.
Yeah. They exactly everything get brought back here. Nothing is, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, if we break it down into a brick term, you gonna sell one. How can you say? It's like, what's the numbers on that? 40%. If you're working, you're gonna get 60% of that energy that you put in that hour is gonna go to you. 40% is gonna go to them. But out of that 60%, you're gonna spend 90% of it on them as well. You know what I'm saying? Just to survive. Because you're going to pay rent, you're going to pay this, you're going to pay that. So you're not coming at the end of the month with no savings. So all of it is literally going to them. it's still they're getting. That's how they get the 99%. You know what I'm saying? This is a wicked thing. Yo, what?
So, like sir, that's why they were sitting up there coming out with those studies where these doctors and these high level PhD professionals, they were making $350,000 a year, and they were literally living paycheck to paycheck.
Right. Damn. That's crazy. It's possible, especially here in California. Let's keep going. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Given time and thousands of more workers exploited, your capitalist boss will achieve a hefty net worth, which is made up of work done by you and other people, not by them. They supply the tools and the raw materials, but it is ultimately your labor that produces the value that allows them to accumulate this profit. This separates the two main classes in society: the proletariat, those who work to live, and the bourgeoisie, those who exploit, those who own nothing but their labor power, and those who own the means of production.
Sweet. This is the division. I wish I could really get up on the board and just show it visually. Is this one side, the people that own the businesses, own the machines that break down the raw material, and then you go and work for them, and you produce the desk, you produce the TV, you produce the car, you go to the Tesla factory. Who's working in there? Blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? But who is making all the money from Tesla? Elon Musk. He ain't made no goddamn car, not one of them. You understand? But all that energy from everybody in that factory, he taking 40% from you, 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 40% from you. Then he's taking, like I said, now you're going to take the other 50% of your actual money I gave you back anyway. You understand? Because you're going to invest in the iPhone, which Elon Musk has invested in. You're going to buy the goddamn Tesla that you just made. He's going to take 60 bands back from you, put interest on it. You're going to buy, you see what I'm saying? The hotel over here that all of those things, you got to get high, you got to get drunk. They know in order for you to just manage life of working, you know, at the Tesla factory, how many hours you got to work. Y'all in the Bay Area, y'all know it, right? Right. How many hours you got to work for Tesla? 12, 13 hours, mandatory. You can't work up there unless you're doing a half a day. Like, you don't know how that is in your family. What are you doing other than sleeping and working? He got them niggas in a goddamn, I don't even know, like what's that called? They're hypnotized and work. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need 8 hours of sleep. Some people are driving from Stockton, Akim, to the factory. Right. Hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours right there. Get there and work 12. That's 15 hours out of the day. It's only 24. You got 9 hours left. You got to sleep 8. Who the hell is sleeping 8 hours? You want to spend an hour on TikTok now, Instagram, just to escape that you've been at work all day. You want to watch something on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? You want to eat. Now you got 5 hours to sleep. And get right back up and go there. And he does that till you burnt out. You can't work no more. You're too high to even give a care about a job. And then he gets the next person to come in. But all of that is done where he could pay you more. You could live closer. He could say, just work 8 hours. He could give you so much more out of his energy and say, you know what? I don't want $600 billion. Just give me $300 billion. All of those workers' lives would damn near double in value. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow. What's like? Go ahead, Doc.
Like it, sir. Elon Musk pretty much has his slaves in a MK Ultra
trance. That's the word I was thinking of. A trance, exactly. Yeah, because you work, you sleep deprived, and I bet you it's all bright in there and a whole bunch of lights, and you just can't even think. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. They keep you on the wheel. They don't want you to have the time to think. That's why being in UPK, when we keep school going for life, could come on my get that brother a hand too. He said one of the heaviest things I've ever heard in the UPK, man. He said the ISUPK is the only school that you enter into, but you never graduate from. You understand? We forever learning and acquiring knowledge, you understand, in order to fight against our oppressor, because that's the one thing they don't want us to do. When they keep you on that cycle, you never take the time to really realize you're a goddamn slave and something needs to be done about this. Everyone is so tranced out, they can't even do anything to fight back. You know what I mean? All right, let's keep going.
This is how the richest people on Earth become the richest people on Earth. They don't earn their money, they steal it. So how can we stop being exploited? Well, under capitalism, we can't. To gain a deeper understanding of how
Damn. Damn. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
That was a cold way to end it. He just, well, under capitalism, you can't.
Right.
So imagine how much the white man loves capitalism. You see what I'm saying? He's like, you can't get out of it. If we keep this going, we won. You see, it's over. The game is over. They figured a way to ride out into the sunset, and it's in the economic system. So they hate anyone else that tries to change that. And Venezuela tries to change that.
Right.
Cuba is trying to change that. China is trying to change that. Russia is trying to change that. All of these nations around the world are coming together to go against capitalism because they don't want to be slaves anymore. All right, go ahead.
Slovakia, sir. That's why they hate that New York mayor, because he's trying to promote socialism.
Right. Get a brother in. Yeah, Mondani, right? Behind Christ. All right, let's see. I got some more precepts. Let's get into some things, though, man. I'm going to play this video. Like I said, I got a few videos. Blah, blah, blah. We'll take that video down. Let me share the screen of this video. See what we got. We're at 9 o'clock. Okay. I can send a link to it. I just exited out right here. But just remind me, I got it on my phone. Like I said, man, I talked about this earlier. Let me do it now before I forget. But yeah, these devils are it's really ridiculous. I'm gonna send it to you right there. It's one of the videos. I think it's the one in the middle or top. You just click on them. All the links I sent to you from class tonight. Did it go? Okay, no sweat. This video right here is another guy. He talks about the beef between capitalism, socialism, etc. What's going on? And he's breaking down what's going on with Venezuela. I think, when did this video come out? 5 days ago. Share screen. I'm definitely not gonna play a lot of this one, but
in Latin America was in American custody. But what you're not being told is this: Maduro's capture wasn't the end game. It was the opening move in the most audacious continental strategy I've witnessed in 50 years of studying imperial power. My name is Richard Wolff. I've spent decades analyzing how empires rise and fall, how economic warfare shapes nations, and how the powerful manipulate crises to expand their reach. But what happened in Venezuela yesterday morning isn't just about oil, drugs, or regional politics. It's about something far more dangerous and far more calculated, because while the world celebrates another dictator's downfall, 3 critical questions remain unanswered. Why now? Why this way? And why are Mexico's leaders meeting in emergency session as I speak? Here's what nobody wants you to understand. Trump didn't capture Maduro to save Venezuelan democracy. He captured him to send a message that will reshape the entire Western Hemisphere. And if you think Mexico is safe because they've been playing nice, you haven't been paying attention to the real strategy unfolding before our eyes. Let me tell you something that will disturb you deeply.
Did you know that linen is the only fabric that bacteria cannot thrive on? This is one of the reasons Jesus told us to wear and sleep.
what the hell?
I have contacts in Washington, people who work inside the machinery of American imperial planning. 3 weeks ago, one of them told me something that made my blood run cold. They said the Venezuela operation wasn't about Venezuela at all. It was about testing a new doctrine of hemispheric control, a doctrine that treats all of Latin America as American territory in everything but name. Let me take you inside the mind of American imperial planning, because what you're witnessing isn't random violence. It's precision geopolitical surgery designed to solve 3 existential problems that keep Washington awake at night. 3 problems that, if left unsolved, could end American dominance in this hemisphere within the next decade. And here's the terrifying part. Mexico is connected to all three of these problems in ways that make yesterday's operation in Caracas look like a dress rehearsal for something much bigger. The first problem is momentum, but it's much worse than anyone realizes. For the past year, something unprecedented has been happening across Latin America. Countries have been saying no to Washington, not quietly, not diplomatically, but publicly and defiantly. Mexico challenged historical narratives about stolen territory. Brazil strengthened ties with China. Argentina refused certain trade conditions. Colombia questioned drug war tactics. Chile opened discussions about copper pricing independence. Peru began exploring alternative financial mechanisms. But here's what makes this pattern so dangerous for Washington. It's not random. These aren't isolated acts of defiance by individual governments responding to domestic pressures. This is a coordinated awakening across an entire continent.
God damn. The translations, you know what I mean? These old ops that these niggas are trying to bully are linking up, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You thought you was rolling 60s and you gonna bully families and you gonna bully nigga the day trades, you gonna bully this other smaller gang over here, the Pyru, this and that treetop. They like, nigga, the treetops and the 8 trays is clicked up. The 8 trays and the nigga, the Hoovers is licked up. And then, nigga, this is going on over here. The PDL, you know what I'm saying? All these niggas are clicking up and they're trying to cut you out. They don't want to work for you no more. They don't want to sell your dope no more. They're getting ready to go to war with you, and they can't have that happening, man. You know what I mean?
And Washington knows it. I have seen internal State Department documents that describe what they call the contagion effect, the fear that if too many Latin American countries simultaneously discover they have alternatives to American dominance, the entire hemisphere could slip out of Washington's control within a single decade. From Washington's perspective, this isn't just diplomacy gone wrong.
This is my favorite part. This is where he started talking some gangster stuff. It's hilarious. I had talked to Karayala, but
this is the foundation of American hemispheric control beginning to crack. And when that foundation cracks, empires don't negotiate. They demonstrate power. But here's what makes Mexico.
He said, they ain't gonna negotiate, they're gonna demonstrate. They putting down a demonstration. That's what Trump did. You see what I'm saying? He had to go ahead and kill somebody in front of everybody, like, you know what I mean? Y'all think we ain't had it? We still got it. We'll move up on you. Y'all better be scared. America, that we that guy. All right, go ahead. We still knocking niggas out. You think we'll move on you? You think it's a game? Trump here now, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make America great again. Y'all out here, which one of you little Latin, little Spanish, Mexican little niggas want to move? You know what I'm saying? All of them are Mexicans, the white people, you know what I'm saying? I don't give Venezuela, Chile, Argentina, all of you little Mexicans better shut up and do what the hell America says do. I'm knocking shit out. I'm fading shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was gonna say Trump running America like he beat Siegel.
Yeah, get out or lay down.
Lay down.
That's how America's supposed to be ran. Any other way, it's not gonna work. And that's the battle here in America. Half of the country wants to do what America needs to do. They got to do what it's got to be done to get it done, be capitalists and be bullies and robbers and thieves. And the other half is like, oh, we should come together. We should hold hands. We should be socialists. And we should not be evil to. They're like, bitch, if we don't do this, we're not going to exist. If you go with them, they're the first person they killing is your white ass white woman.
Right.
You want us to join hands with the Latins? They don't. They're cutting our heads off if they ever get the chance to win this thing. China ain't coming over here to hold hands. They coming to lay us down. We done too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a gang leader He strapping up, he getting shit, nigga, giving order, nigga, go kill him, nigga, go over there. His wife is just like, baby, if we just end the war now and stop it, then maybe we'll be able to survive. They're gonna surround the house. Bitch, ain't no peace. You know how much I did? Nigga, I fucked his wife. That's like, I'm going too far. Nigga, I done his wife. I done that. These niggas ain't gonna come in here and talk about no peace, nigga. They come in this house, nigga. They killing me, they killing you, and they killing our kids, nigga. It's over. We either gonna have to win this war, we didn't go too far, or it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That's what America has done. You know what I'm saying? He said they putting down a
situation uniquely dangerous. They weren't just participating in this wave of resistance, they were leading it. When Mexico began publicly questioning the legitimacy of 19th century territorial arrangements, when they started talking about historical fraud and coercion, they weren't just challenging a treaty. They were challenging the moral foundation of American continental dominance.
Okay, so boom, I'm gonna start. Mexico's right here. They had a North American trade agreement between Canada and Mexico because you can't have an op that close. You understand? On your border. The one thing that made America so powerful is they got an ocean on one side and an ocean on the other side. It's hard to have a naval attack without, you know what I'm saying? You can't reach this place without a plane or a boat, but land is the most dangerous way to get to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can just walk over there. If they, instead of flying over to America and they shoot it down, if they just fly down to Brazil and start marching up here from China and Russia, start Mexico give them the pass, they need Mexico on America's side. Like, hey, you got our back. If somebody come over, you kill them. Mexico's starting to be like, nigga, I'm rocking with Venezuela. They got the gold. They got the bitch. They got, you know what I'm saying? They coming up. They got oil. We got things. We got stuff in Mexico too. We don't want to be a slave no more. They found a way out. We rocking with them. China, BRICS, everybody coming up. We don't need America no more. They like, if Mexico goes, it's really going to be a problem. And they're having these meetings. So I'm going to let this guy go. Like I said, those links on that, we're going to X this one out, go to a little bit more, get a couple precepts. Give me Ephesians 6 and 12, Bible shot. I know we're on the time, but we might go a little bit over, Akim. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So like I said, I just thought about a precept about rumors of wars.
Please, go ahead. Pull if you got it.
Like,
It's Matthew 6. 6 and, no, Matthew 24. Matthew 24. You can look down there and see it, but you'll read Ephesians when you get it, and then we'll have that brother comb through Matthew, and you'll find it. Matthew 24. Come, let's see what we got.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. So this one right here, Christians love to break this precept down. They love to talk about principalities. You understand? And the Christian is 24 and 6 too, the Matthew one. But Christians love to make this thing like it's some spiritual thing. Y'all know what a principality is? Because to a nigga, you hear it's principalities. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's rules and regulations and principalities. It's like, oh, you think it means like rules and stuff. It does, but it really doesn't. You know what I mean? In this context, Alexa, what is the definition of principalities? I'm saying it right.
Principalities are territories ruled by a prince or princess. They can be independent states or part of larger political entities.
Alexa, stop. See the difference? The Christian read that verse, it's rulers in high places, it's principalities, it's evil in the air, it's demons floating around. You know what I'm saying? They making some old spookism. This is saying it's governments. You know what I mean? But you raise your hand up, Ajur? Yeah, territories, governments ruled by princes or kings. A prince is a king. Read it again like that and see that in your mind when you hear that. So we wrestle.
Zlaki, this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 12. Zlaki, this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against governments.
Hey, Shalom, Yabashim Shabrak, a third officer, not the Zab, man. Get that brother hand as well, man. Understand? It's not Christ, man. One more time, Salaki.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12.
Right,
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
right.
but against governments,
Uh-huh.
against powers,
Right,
against the rulers of the darkness of this world,
right,
against spiritual wickedness in high places.
right. So it's not only that these people are rulers of the world, not only are they running the governments, they're running the territories, they're running the politics, they're running the economy, they're running the money, they're running the military. It's a spiritual element to it. Now, that is the side that it's not just a spiritual thing the way Christians making it, and it's not just a governmental thing like you may think. It's both. Not only are they evil, it's in them to do this. This is the mission for them to do this, to destroy the earth. You understand? That's what the oppressor has been built up and made to do. And the Lord talks about that. Let's go to Romans 9, chapter 9 real quick. Unless you wanted to pull to Matthew. Matthew 24 and 6. And then, like I said, for time's sake, we got a damn starting 9. 15.
This is the
Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall hear of war and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled,
Right.
for all these things must come to pass.
Right. Like, once again, we need to realize that this is glorious in our sight. It's going to be a lot of pain, just like going through labor. That's what it says. It likens it to labor. That these things that are happening, these wars and these rumors of wars, are going to be great pains in the earth. But after the baby is born, you see why it was there. The baby that's going to be born is the kingdom of heaven, which is ruled by the children of Israel. You understand? And I think in Revelations, the 12th chapter, it talks about they tried to kill the son, or tried to stop the baby from being born. Talking about the children of Israel, talking about our king Yahushua, that these nations wanted to stop the mother from giving birth. You understand? So all these things are connected. Let's go ahead and read the next one I said. We're reading Romans 9. I didn't give you a specific verse on. Let's drop down to verse 17.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
Matter of fact, go to verse 13. We'll give it the full context.
Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
We've all heard that. The Lord loved the children of Israel. He loved niggas. You understand? The people they hate. So if the Lord loves us and they are against the Lord, then they have to hate us. Correct?
Right.
That makes perfect sense, Akim. If the Lord loves the children of Israel and he hates this nation of people have to hate the children of Israel. It's no other way it can be. So they hate Venezuela, not just because of the oil, not just because of the gold, but because them goddamn Israelites live there and they're trying to stand up with the Issacharite brothers in Mexico.
Right.
They're trying to stand up with the Zebulonite brothers in El Salvador. Right. They're trying to stand up with their brothers from Asher in Brazil. You understand? That is the underlining issue. You know what I mean? But keep going. But
What?
Jacob have I loved.
Right. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Keep going.
What shall we say then?
What shall we say then?
Is there unrighteousness with God?
Is there unrighteousness with God? Read.
God forbid.
Is it evil that the Lord chose us over them? God forbid you even think that. So the Lord is down with us. Anybody else trying to sway you to love everybody else? God forbid they do that. God forbid Genesis teaches all nations can be saved. This is not what this book about. Keep going.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have
The
compassion.
Lord gonna love who he love. He gonna hate who he want to hate. I'm the boss. I made this. If this is the son I chose as my favorite, then so be it. This is the other son that I just want him to work and do whatever I tell him to do, then that's what he's gonna do. Keep going.
So then, it is not of him that with
No
them.
matter how much you want to beg and plead and love them, what your will, it's not your will be done, it's my will be done. You understand? No matter how you want to fight for them to be loved by God, it's not gonna happen. Keep going.
Nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Right, keep going.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Who raised America up? The Lord raised America up. Who gave Donald Trump the keys to the nuclear? The Lord gave him access to that. You understand? It's a precept that says that the I forget. I haven't heard that one in a long time. Go ahead.
It says that the Lord gives the kingdom to whoever he wants to.
That one, but it's another one about the weapons. I haven't seen this one in a long time. I have to find that later. But the weapons and the knowledge to make these weapons, the Lord gave them the wisdom to even do that. You understand? Let's keep going. But he raised Pharaoh up for this purpose. Keep going.
Even for this, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up,
Right.
that I might show my power in thee.
This is not some spookism book, Akim. This ain't what the Quran is talking about. This makes sense. This adds up to what we watching. Like, I don't read it. This in the Quran. He's saying that I made a nation so great and so powerful that I'm going to tear it down to show the whole world that I am the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And there's never been a nation more powerful than America. They took him out of there. I didn't even know shots was fired. Like, you know how do you got to move like that to even kidnap a president? Like, you feel, does it make sense? Like, I don't even know. It's probably harder to, who y'all got, man? Who we got? I don't know the Northanians or Southanians. Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was harder to get Larry Hoover than it was to get the president of Venezuela. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way they moved on a president, you didn't have nobody, a bodyguard, nobody at the door. It was just like, nigga, bust a shot. This is like, you can't do that to Donald Trump. They kind of bust a shot at Donald Trump, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Like, you might not have been the best example, but you know what I mean? Like, he had some. As soon as it happened, they didn't arrest him and take him. Then the best thing they can do is do a sniper shot, but nobody walked up when he got all these guards and military and police around. Nigga, the MAGA people would have done something. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody just walking up and taking him out of the country. Right. You know what I mean? They did that in the middle of the night and took his wife. Like, come on. That's some gangster. That's some cold move. Go ahead. He was exactly. That was a good example. Yeah. El Chapo was going in and out of jail. He was on the run for years. You know what I'm saying? How did they get into? They had to drop on him so long, which makes me know. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all. What does that let you know about if they was able to take him and his wife like that so easily? What does that let you know? There you go. Right. He's a snitch. Right. You know a lot about that. This is the last one. I'm gonna leave the brother alone. If I leave it alone, so like I'm gonna stop, man. There was back door. You know what I'm saying? Somebody left the back door open, bro. But it wasn't a small back door. This is like chill. This is like a very it's so many different people had to be set in place to set him up. That is a wide orchestrated thing. People in the military are part of this. People in their CIA were a part of it. People in their goddamn, you know what I'm saying, who protects the president, what they call it? Secret Service, were a part of it. Right. The police were a part of it. Their DEA was a part of it. It had to extend all the way out to the person that's on the street just watching the traffic cop. In his radius had to be a part of it. Right. Because somebody had to get past him to get inside of here to go over there, get past that guard. Like, it'd be harder to take Tekashi 6ix9ine down than it would the way they took, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. But I'm saying all that to say, what that shows you though, the problems in Venezuela that has been happening, why they say they hate Maduro, are really not him. It's the American government inside of Venezuela doing all this evil work. So if you know Marcus Garvey, he tried to get a boat to get black people to go back to Africa. He spent $1 million from the people. He raised $1 million in the early 1920s. He took $1 from every black person, went and bought a big old boat. His right-hand man was working for the FBI at the time or whatever government agency, cutting wires here. Oh, this thing set on fire when you try to start the engine. They putting oil where it don't need to be, opening up the valve. So now when he tried to move the boat, it don't work. So the people is looking like, damn, we put all the money in this. Is he lying? Is he taking our money? Blah, blah, blah. And it makes him look shaky. It's the same thing. So now it's like the people like, oh, Maduro, he's not a good president. We starve and we hungry. Yeah, because his second, third man, he's like, oh, take this money, go feed the people. They taking the money and sending it back to America. They over here sabotaging. Oh, we just got a beautiful farm over here. We made more grain. We're going to get some bread. We're going to send it to the city and they're going to have food. He over there poisoning the brain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they do that. That's how they work. So then now in your mind, you're carnal. You're a man in the world. You're trying to be a leader of your own gang. You want to free yourselves from this other gang. And you realize there's snitches in your hood. What you going to do? What you gonna do? Exactly. You gotta wipe it. No, you know what I'm saying? You gotta start knocking them down. And then they're gonna say, look, he just knocked down people in this country that went against him. Nigga, I'm trying to free us. And you snitching. I'm gonna kill you. He's a dictator. Nigga, how else am I gonna run this? If I run it freely, America's gonna send somebody in and make the people take over this mission. So that's the same thing they do with the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers are saying, we're trying to free Black Americans. We're carnal, though. Like I said, they're not in the truth. So we're going to build an army. We're going to free us. And we're going to have everybody on one accord. So you're going to have to listen to what we're saying. To free us, we got to be in charge. They're like, damn, y'all are not fair. Y'all are not taking votes. You're not listening to people. That's what happened in Cuba. It's the same thing. Same thing in China. They're saying these places are not free in Russia because they know America sends snitches into your country. And then you got to kill them, and then they say you're a dictator. That's what happened with Fidel Castro. You understand? And I'm going to say, what's another one I'm just thinking of? I think I got the message, though. It's like, yeah, that's what it looks like on a basic level, is that they're always sending people in, and then they have to consolidate the leadership, and they're going to have, oh, that's what I was going to say. In the movie Scarface, the people that they kicked out of Cuba hated Fidel Castro, and the people that live in Florida, all the Cubans, they hate Fidel Castro because they're like, oh, he's arresting us, he's killing us, he's doing this. That's because y'all want to work with America. Y'all are the coons of Cuba. The coons of Venezuela come here and celebrate now that Maduro's gone. The ignorant people of Venezuela don't even understand what's going on, don't want him in charge, not realizing what America's really doing to make this happen. Go ahead.
So, like this, sir, they just released a video of how they did the operation and how they kidnapped the president.
Damn. Yeah. What did they do? Okay. We'll go on that after class. We are at 9:30. All right. Let's go a little bit further in this, and then we'll close it out. Yeah, but the people that come from Cuba, that's why I say a lot of Cuban Americans are Republicans. They're like, oh, these Latinos voted for Trump. That's because they sent all of their coons, they kicked them off the goddamn island. He just put them on a boat and told them to get out of here because every time we try to do something against the white man, you niggas keep snitching and telling and trying to work with the white man. And then they're like, yeah, Fidel Castro, he's evil. He's really trying to save his people and build them up. So that's that. I'm going to read some of this thing from the Communist Manifesto. I'm gonna post this on here right now to see. So hopefully I don't share screen. This one thing I was looking on earlier. It explains there's a lot of little wordy things I might move through. Some things are not necessary, but given this concept, this stuff, they don't want anyone to learn in school. It is brainwash you because, like I said, the whole concept came from Venezuela, what's going on, and me on this TikTok argument. And it was black people on there saying we're not oppressed. It was black people on there saying they want to be billionaires like Elon Musk. It was black people on there saying that Elon Musk is not a bad guy. And there's one white man on here that's siding with me like, nah, nigga, y'all tripping. Yeah, it's real racism. White supremacy is real evil. He's harming I'm like, damn, the only one that understands this is this white man. You know what I'm saying? And all the niggas on here is fighting me. You know what I mean? And it's because they're ignorant of even understanding this. They've made it so complex, nigga, you have to learn to even understand what the hell's going on. You feel me? So that's why if the same thing happened here, they would celebrate the slave master winning. They're celebrating Trump winning in Venezuela because they're so ignorant of what's going on and they don't, basically that's what I'm saying, okay? But these things are where they hide this information at. So he wrote a manifesto just like anybody else that's trying to do something large and to teach other people. Are you a communist? Yes. Okay. What is the aim of communists? To organize society in such a way that every member of it can develop and use all of its capabilities and powers in complete freedom without thereby infringing the basic conditions of society. Okay. How do you wish to achieve this aim? By the elimination of private property and the replacement of community property. On what do you base your community of property? Firstly, on the mass of productive forces and means of subsistence resulting from the development of industry, agriculture, trade, and colonization, and on the possibility inherent in machinery, chemical, and other resources of their infinite extension. Okay. Secondly, I'm going to break this down a little bit. And secondly, on the fact that in the consciousness of feeling of every individual, there exist certain irrefutable basic principles, which being the result of the whole historical development require proof. What are such principles? For example, every individual strives to be happy. The happiness of the individual, let's lock it down. Yeah, there it goes. What did I do? It won't let me scroll down slowly. What am I at? The happiness. Blah, blah, blah. For example, every individual tries to be happy. The happiness of the individual is inseparable from the happiness of all. How do you wish to prepare the way for a community of property? By enlightening and uniting the proletariat. That's what they were talking about earlier. What is the proletariat? The proletariat is that class of society which lives exclusively by its labor or its working, and not on the profit from any kind of capital. The class whose will and woe, whose life and death, therefore depend on the alternation of times of good and bad business. In a word, on the fluctuations of competition. So I know that was a lot. Going back up, Fidel Castro, we read earlier, half of the land in Cuba was owned by who? Quiz. And the other half was owned by who? La. What? Well, yeah, but in a way, yes. But before Fidel Castro is the question. Most of the land in Cuba was owned by Americans, right? And 90% of that land, or 70% of that land, it said, was owned by 9% of the people. So if you had 100 people, 9 of them own 70% of the land, and they're all Americans. And the other land that was owned by the Cubans was bullshit land that people just living on. The land that the Americans owned was the one that was making the money. You understand? So when it says, how do you plan to free these people? The elimination of private property. Because if you can buy land, whoever has the most money owns the most land. Whoever owns the most land owns the real value that's on the earth. The bananas that come from that farm are what we eat, not the money. You understand? The gold that comes out of Venezuela is valuable, not the money you bought it with. The oil that comes out of Venezuela is what's valuable, not the money you bought it with. The white man, through his power and his guns, created paper money to buy real gold with. And if I need more gold, I print more money and I can buy the whole fucking earth. How can you stop me? I own everything. I bought the land as monopoly. I bought the land of Cuba with fake money and got real bananas, real oil, real gold, real fish. So Cuba says, you know what? We're not selling no more land, nigga. This is our land. It's all of our land. Everybody's land. If you want some bananas, you have to buy it from all of us. We work this farm. You work this farm. You work this farm. Stop being an individual and work the farm and take a little bit of money and buy and pay your rent. Let's just say we all own the farm because we all work here. You put all your life energy into the farm. If we divide up the profit of the bananas we sell, you're going to have way more money than you putting all the energy in and giving it to this banana company that's called Chiquita Banana from America. Now we all come up. So they say we're all going to own the oil field. We're going to nationalize it. We own the oil field. ExxonMobil cannot buy an oil field in Cuba and give all the money to the people that own Exxon. If ExxonMobil wants oil, they're going to have to buy it from our government, which is for the people, by the people. They're going to spend $1 billion. Instead of it going to goddamn Elon Musk, it's going to go to the people that live in Cuba. And there will be no poverty in Cuba. There'll be no poverty in China. There'll be no poverty in Africa because the people that own the capital, the money to buy the most things are so far ahead that we can never save enough money to catch up to them. So go ahead, Doc.
So I guess, sir. So that's why a lot of those people were happy in Venezuela, because probably some of those people that were happy that he got kidnapped were probably the rich people, because he was trying to, the president was trying to help more so the poor people.
Right.
And with that, the rich people ended up becoming and losing all of their money and their resources. And that's why they
got to share now. I can't have my Bentley and you still driving a Toyota. I can't be super rich. I can't be Jay-Z and you get equal amount. In order for Jay-Z to be $2 billion, and we look at him, he great. If in another system, it wouldn't be no Jay-Z's and be no Beyonce's. It would be, nigga, we all make $150,000 a year. Everybody make 200 bands. It's a lot better than having a homeless nigga over here and blah, 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 blah. For him to get rich, they got to have a lot of poor people. You know what I mean? That's how this thing works. In order for them to take all those resources for everybody, you got to work for them. So once again, I'm going to keep going a little bit. So it says proletariats are the people, they don't own none of the machines. They don't own none of the land. All they do is work on the land and get the other people rich, who called it a bourgeoisie. All right. What is the proletariat? Okay, we talked about that. Have there always been proletarians? The answer is no. There have always been poor and working class people, and those who worked were almost always the poor, but there have not always been proletarians, just as competition has not always been free. How did the proletarian rise? It came to being as a result of the introduction of the machines. This is where we're getting this AI. This devil wrote this in the 1700s. He's seen this coming down the line. That's why they damn near look at him like he's a goddamn prophet, because he's putting this together when they barely had the steamboat. He's like, oh, this machine about to take over everything. This machine about to take all of our jobs. 200 years ago, he started figuring this out. We seeing a goddamn robot do a somersault backflip, and niggas is still talking about, I want to be like Elon Musk, not understanding what's going on. So this is key. Like I said, bear with me, Akim. This is key to wrap your mind and understand what he's saying right here. How did the proletariat arise? The proletariat came into being as a result of the introductions of machines, which have been invented since the middle of the last century. So this is like the 1600s. And the most important of which are the steam engine, the spinning machine, and the power loom. These spinning machines, like the cotton gin, these machines, which were very expensive and could therefore only be purchased by rich people, supplanted the workers of the time. Now we don't need the workers. They ended slavery because of the cotton gin. Go ahead. You go ahead, huh?
Bring that out. So it's like
Mhm.
in slavery for that, but because of the cotton gin, so
They don't need you no more.
right.
But how did they afford? How did they get the money to make the cotton gin? Because you work for 200 years for free.
Right.
We're working for them. That's what the goddamn Venezuelans are trying. That's what the Chinese are saying. We're working to create a great monster that can't be stopped. More we work for him, richer he get. He fire us all, kill us all. He don't need us no more. He racist. He don't like Chinese people. He don't like black people. He don't like Arab people. He want to live on earth, heaven on earth, white people only. He trying to kill us all. He's going to make a machine, going to kill us all. We need to fight, brother. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's what they're saying. That's what they're doing. In China, everybody, they're trying to wake the alarm and wake up the whole world. Africa, China, Arabia. The white man's the devil. The white man's the devil. They're all saying it. America, the great Satan. America, great Satan. Kill America. Kill America. Kill America. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to galvanize everybody. Because if they don't stop it, then it's over for them. They're going to get these machines. They're going to send out the AI robots, and they're going to start wiping everybody out. And the white man think he's going to live on heaven on earth. It's going to be him and white women. It's going to be gay as hell. And it's just going to be, you know what I'm saying? Utopia. Go ahead.
So like you're saying, it's so heavy what you bringing out. Like capitalist America is this big ass stockbroker who is, as soon as you got traded for the cotton gin, he pitched you a new stock, which was a fucking like,
Go ahead.
like
No
a
sweat.
job.
Right.
It's like, all right, you want some of this paper money that we printing all the time. Well, you still a slave, you know what I mean? Like it's
And that's why it's going to bring that out too. Get it by the hand. And it's like you fighting to be a slave now. You used to run away from slavery. Now you're like, I got to get a job. I got to get on a deed. I got to do this. I got to put my application in. I got a slavery. Most High in Christ. I got a well-paying job. You start praising the Lord. Lord, I'm making about 50 bands a year now. I'm about to be free. Nigga, you are creating a bigger monster. He gave you that nice house and that car because you are pushing his agenda to destroy everything else. You're only helping him more. It's like, that's why you get, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
So I'm gonna go even further. It sounds like pimping to me.
Ooh-wee, get a brother here. That brother from the town. I know your pedigree. West Oakland niggas. San Pablo, they been doing that. Yeah.
So that's pimping one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Trump is pretty much the pimp.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is the prostitute.
Damn right. This is, capitalism is literally, you're right. That's a perfect analogy. This is pimping one-on-one. We're going to break it down a little bit more. All right. So it says they were very expensive. Produce economies. Okay, there it goes. These machines, which were very expensive, could therefore only be purchased by rich people. AI can only be purchased by these ultra rich billion-dollar people. You know what I'm saying? It supplanted the workers of the time because the use of the machinery, it was possible to produce commodities more quickly and cheaply than could the workers with their imperfect spinning wheels and hand looms. The machines thus delivered industry entirely into the hands of the big capitalists and rendered the workers' scanty property, which consisted mainly of the tools, looms, quite worthless. There's no value in that, doing it by yourself as a small time blacksmith when you can go against this major company. You make shoes, but we make 1 million Nikes a day. You can never keep up with this machine that's producing all these Nikes versus you making a really good shoe by yourself. That's what Kanye West was saying in that interview, and niggas thought he was crazy. He was like, why don't you just make clothes like Louis Vuitton? How, Sway? How? I can't. If you go watch that video again, listen to what he's saying. I can't get the fabrics they get. They're going to charge me a high price. If I want to make a really good quality shirt, then I'm going to have to pay way more than Louis Vuitton makes because they got $1 billion behind them. I'm going to either have to make a shitty shirt and sell it for really high, and you're not going to get it because you're like, why am I buying this cheap-ass Kanye shirt for hella money when I could go get a real good quality Louis Vuitton shirt and it's worth the money I paid for it. And it's actually a little bit cheaper than Kanye's. You know what I'm saying? Louis is not cheap. That's what he's saying. Like, in order for me to make a cheap version of Louis, it's going to be bad product and $1,000 for the shirt when you'll pay $600 for the good quality from Louis. You know what I'm saying? And you get to feel white when you wear it. You know what I'm saying? Slack here. You know what I mean? You got a gay white man's name on you. You get to feel a little bit better than Louis. Sounds good when I look at these poor niggas. Niggas be flexing on niggas. I got the Gucci, Balenciaga. They be big stepping belt dog. Niggas be broke ass nigga, Gucci nigga, fat nigga. Nigga be feeling good with that white man clothes on him. You know what I'm saying? Because his name, his brand is on you. They branding you. That's why he said new slaves. Kanye, what if he would have came the truth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, brother would have. He was every now and then he was tiptoeing across the line and seeing this shit was really going on, and then they dope him up, and who knows what they doing to him. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to tell you like these are the new slaves. You don't need a brand on you from the master. You're gonna put his brand on you. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
No, Salakia. So he actually came out later in the interview and he said that Sway was right.
Damn.
What he said.
Yeah. Oh, Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye.
So they broke him. What the hell was Sway right about? Sway didn't say nothing.
Right.
He tried to do it he ain't do it by himself. They took $2 billion from him overnight. You know what I mean? But Salaki, let's keep going. Okay. So it says the machines delivered entirely to the hands of them, their tools become worthless. So the capitalist was left with everything, the worker with nothing. In this way, the factory system was introduced. Once the capitalists saw how advantageous this was for them, they sought to extend it more and more branches of labor. They said, we're not just going to do cotton. We're not just going to do the steamboat. What if we do shoes? What if we do hats? What if we do clothes? What if we do cars? All these things use factories and machines to make everything. It's going to be a lot quicker. We're going to make a lot more money and nobody can stop us. All right. They divided work more and more between the workers so that the workers formerly had made a whole article now produce only part of it. You used to make the whole sword. You use a blacksmith, you make the sword. Now they just say, oh, we're going to make the steel over here in China and we're going to ship it to this factory. And then you do the plastic part and then you do the gold part. And they got you divided up in all these different factories working, right? Labor is simplified in this way, produce goods more quickly, therefore more cheaply, and only now was it found in almost every branch of labor that here also machines could be used. As soon as any branch of labor went over to factory production, it ended up, just as in the case of spinning and weaving, in the hands of big capitalists, and the workers were deprived of the last remnants of their independence. We have gradually arrived at the position where almost all branches of labor are run on a factory basis. This has increasingly brought about the ruin of the previously existing middle class, especially of the small master craftsmen. It completely transformed the previous position of the workers, and two new classes were gradually swallowing up all the other classes have become, namely, the class of the big capitalists, Elon, Trump, Jeff Bezos, who all advanced countries are in almost exclusive positions of the means of subsistence, and those means or the machines, the workshops, etc., by which these means of subsistence are produced. So everything you use to survive, your food, your clothing, your shelter, all come from the same group of people. All right. So it's only one group over here: the people that own stuff and the people that work for the people that own stuff. The class of the completely propertyless. You don't own nothing. You think you do, but you got a mortgage. You think that's what he was saying. Dame Dash always exposing that. Jay-Z and them cats ain't really billionaires. All their stuff is tied up in some other white man's owning that stuff. Go ahead, up.
Like,
Please.
Owning a house too. Just
Mm-hmm.
paying for a house, paying off a mortgage, and then having to pay property tax.
Come on.
Uh,
You don't own nothing. You know what I'm saying? They can take it eminent domain. Even if you do own the minerals in the land, they'll take all of that from you. You know what I mean? But that's just the people that actually have something here. The majority of us don't even got that. The majority of us don't even own. They still pay the mortgage. The people that actually own the house and got to pay property taxes, that number is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The people that own everything, Airbnb, they bought all the houses now. It's owned by these same groups of people. You know what I'm saying? So it says, the class of the completely propertyless who are compelled to sell their labor to go to work to the first class, the bourgeoisie, simply to obtain from them in return their means of subsistence. You do all the work for them just to feed yourself and clothe yourself and house yourself. That's all you're working for. I just want to pay my bills, eat some nice food, and drive a car. That's all I want to do. That's what you want to do. That's all you work for. You don't work for nothing else. You don't get to own nothing is yours. You don't get to start a business of your own. You don't get to have anything under this system. All right. Since the parties to this trading in labor are not equal, but the bourgeoisie have the advantage, the propertyless must submit to the bad conditions laid down by the bourgeoisie. This class, dependent on the bourgeoisie, is called the class of the proletariat. That's every one of us. You understand? Question number 10, in which this is where it's key, which you just talked about, Ajiar. In what way, this is when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, it's lucky. And I was reading it, I'm like, damn. And these niggas will argue with you that you're not a slave. This devil wrote this in the 1700s, and there was no goddamn robo taxi running down the street. There was no Waymo driving people down the street. It's a goddamn machine that is showing you they don't need you. And you know how expensive it is to create a Waymo? Ain't none of us can do that. So the big time capitalists, the bourgeoisie, took all the money that we work for them, all the Amazon packages y'all bought. They took that money and invested in a super complex machine to put you out of a job. You understand? To fire you. So it's saying, in what way does the proletarian differ from the slave? He asked that question. What's the difference between us and a goddamn slave? Answer: the slave is sold once and for all. You're born 525, 25, 25, 40, 125, 25, sold to Mr. Johnson. Now your name is Damian Johnson. Go with him. That's one time. The proletarian has to sell himself by the day and by the hour. Nigga, we need you here from 7 to 7 o'clock. Can you do it? I'll give you $10 an hour, nigga. I'll give you $20 an hour. I'll give you $30 an hour. You are my slave for the next 8 hours, 7.5, 15 hours, 12 hours. You do whatever the hell I tell you to say, whatever the hell I tell you to do. If you don't, guess what? I'm firing you. This is heavy, Akim. He says the slave, the proletarian has to sell himself by the day and by the hour. The slave is the property of one master, and for that very reason has a guaranteed subsistence. I invested in my money in you. I bought you like a dog, like a cow. I'm going to make sure you eat good. Make sure you have clothes. I don't want to damage my property. I'm going to make sure you have health care. Slaves had health care. They'd send them to the doctor. Your arm get the pus and too much stuff. Oh, let's go get that soda. We'll get it back into work. LeBron, they need to take care of LeBron. He can spread his ankle, massage him, give him some. Y'all heard about them damn Wagyu cows? Them cows live better than us because they make them more money. They massage them and all that. We're going to take care of this slave because he's going to make it my slave. You understand? But look, he says, the slave is the property of one master, and for that very reason has guaranteed subsistence. He's going to be sustained. However wretched it may be, it might be slop oatmeal. It might be bad food he's giving you, but it's guaranteed. The proletarian is, so to speak, the slave of the entire bourgeoisie class. This is where it's getting a little, yeah, I'm going to slow that down and try to even, it's going to explain a little bit more, but even me, just reading it again, trying to understand. The proletarian, us, we're not the slave of one person. We're the slave of the entire class of capitalists, not of one master, and therefore has no guaranteed subsistence. Since nobody really bought you and said, you my bitch forever, you everybody's bitch. You know what I'm saying? I might go hoe for McDonald's a little bit. Then I hoe for Burger King. Now I'm hoeing at Amazon. Then Amazon fired me. They said, bitch, we don't need you no more, nigga. We laying niggas off. Nigga, you got to go try to work at Google. Then I'm driving Uber. Then I'm doing DoorDash. Nigga, you hoeing for all these motherfuckers. You like, please feed me. I need to feed you. Nigga, back in slavery, he was like, nigga, choose up. Nigga, I got you. Nigga, you going to be a bad. I'm going to treat you bad, but you my bitch. You know what I'm saying? You got a house. You got clothes. All of that. In slavery, no one was homeless. Why are there homeless people here? Because they don't have a job for them. We don't need you. We don't need you, niggas. That's where homeless came from. Niggas in prison, 2 million in prison, because they don't have a job for them. So they, nigga, go to jail. Why are you on Section 8? Why you got food stamps? Because you don't have a job to buy your own food. So they giving you this, but as soon as they cut you off, nigga, you see how many, we were starving out here. As soon as the government stopped paying for our food, niggas is done for. All right, so look. It says, the proletarian is, so to speak, a slave of the entire class, not of one master, and therefore has no guaranteed subsistence. Since nobody buys his labor if he does not need it, the slave is accounted a thing and not a member of civil society. The proletarian is recognized as a person and as a member of civil society. The slave may therefore have a better subsistence than the proletarian, but the latter stands at a higher stage of development. So this is why you'll tell a black person, they'll be like, nigga, you're blaming the white man. You can do whatever you want. You can go here, you can travel, you can do your job. You have a higher status, but the slave might have a better subsistence or a better life. He actually eating better. Some of them slaves stayed in nicer homes than nigga in the Sunnydale projects. See what I'm saying?
Right.
He lived in the house. He had a better life. In that movie, Uncle Tom's Cabin, one of the slaves in the video, he was like, man, my life. He like, I got health care. He was saying all of that. Back, I'll show y'all that later. But anyway, it says, the slave frees himself by becoming a proletarian, abolishing from the totality of property relationships only the relationships of slavery. The proletarian can free himself only by the abolishing of property in general. So that I'm gonna end it on that. He's like, the only way you can get out of this system is to say, I don't believe white people can buy and own property, because that's how they control the game. By them, nobody can own nothing so that we all can own something. But in your mind, if you become an individual and you think, I gotta get it, I gotta get that, and you think individual, then you're gonna forever be a slave because you think that's being free. But we all slaves. But if you say we all come together, this land in Cuba is ours, we're gonna split it up. I'm gonna trust you, you're gonna trust me, we brothers, let's put this money together, then we can all eat. I'm gonna show it to you in the Bible. Give me Acts chapter 2 and verse 44, and we'll get up out of here, Akim. Brotherhood is the key. The reason why these communist things are evil as hell, because it's not of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they're doing all this thing, because they don't know what brotherhood means. They don't have the laws. They're heathens too. They're trying to build a coalition of different nations of people. So the Chinese can say they have brotherhood for each other, and they might really want to be free from America, but they really don't have brotherhood with the Russians. And they really damn near don't have brotherhood with their own people because they heathens. They'll connive and backdoor and whatever they can be bought out because they don't have morals. You offer the Chinese man a white whore, he'll sell out the whole damn China for some box from a white whore. You know what I'm saying? You tell this African leader, this dirty ass Hamite, he will give you this nice car and this Bentley, he'll sell out the whole Nigeria for a little bit of gold that the white man gives him. You know what I mean? So they can never fully develop communism because they can't actually build a brotherhood between all these different nations of people. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean the system makes sense. The system is what the Lord wants. You know what I'm saying? And Christ is going to bring that system. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to own no property because the Lord owns all the property. Ain't nobody going to be able to buy and build nothing because they want to, because Christ owns all of this. And if you ain't underneath his jurisdiction, you ain't getting nothing. But if you're under his jurisdiction, you're going to eat well. The street's going to be paid to go. The Lord left enough on earth for us all to live good, especially the children of Israel. You understand? Go ahead and read.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 43. And fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done by the apostles. And all that believed were together and had all things common.
Hold on. Alexa, what is the root word or the etymology of the word communism?
The root word of communism comes from the Latin communis, meaning common or of the community.
Alexa, stop. Read it again, Ak.
And all that believed were together and had all things common.
They had all things common: community, communalism, communism. Nigga, they were one body. I can't have food and you not have food. What that look like? Where they do that at? The white man. You know what I'm saying? I can't have shoes and you don't got shoes. I got 50,000 pairs of shoes and you don't got one. What type of brotherhood is that? You feel me? That's America. That's individualism. That's capitalism. That's what Jay-Z and all these evil ass niggas is doing. They hoarding everything and not wanting to split it up with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Read it again from the top. I will call the verse.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
And fear came upon every soul.
Right.
And many wonders and signs were done by the apostles.
Right.
And all that believed were together.
They came together because they didn't fear the Roman Empire anymore. They united. They became one body because they seen the brotherhood of the apostles of Paul and Peter and Yahushua Mashiach. He reading?
And had all things common.
Read.
And sold their possessions.
Let's take our money. You know what I'm saying?
And goods.
Uh-huh.
And parted them all. And parted them to all men, as every man had need.
Right. So a world where instead of you saying, I'm going to make all this money and hoard it for myself and then buy all this land, take all the profits for myself, I'm going to create a business where all the bananas that we sell, how much do you need? What do you need? We're going to split it up and we all going to eat. If you split up the money from what the earth has given, everyone's lives would be better as opposed to just having a few rich over here and everybody else poor. But you can't do that unless people are on one page and can trust each other in righteousness. You understand? Keep going.
And they continuing daily with one accord in the temple and breaking bread from house to house, did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart.
That's where we get that breaking bread. We about to break it down. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody eat. You know what I'm saying? So that's the spirit, and this is what you're seeing is going on in the world. The reason why they going against Venezuela is because these niggas are trying to cut off the white man. The white man then brainwashed the whole world that they think the best system is his system, which is really the most slaved system ever. They mastered slavery to the max. You understand? But I guess the thing to tie it all up is I'll go over my notes in my head real quick. The white man's the devil. Christ is going to return, put them in chains, then eradicate them, and that will be the kingdom of heaven. Shalom. All right.